you don't come up to a princess and you don't pull her hair. Like, that's just common decency. Hey party people, what's up and welcome to my room that has become a princess dump. I need to organize, but basically the point of this video is I'm going to be Aurora, test driving a new character, at a volunteer event for, I think it was the Girl Scouts this time. Honestly, I keep forgetting, but I have to get ready and leave in like 20 minutes. So I'll see you on the flip. So not that I ever really give myself too long to get ready, but this day in particular I was pretty pressed for time. I had just got off a shift at my waitressing job, so I ran home, and that basically meant I had 5 minutes to put on the color contacts, which was a struggle because I'm not used to doing it, and it was like my first time ever putting these in, and then 10 minutes to do my makeup, and then 5 minutes to get in costume and like lace myself in and wig and all that stuff. So by the grace of the makeup gods, I was able to get a full beat that didn't look that bad, and I say that in every video just because I don't want to be crucified in the comments, but you know, it's not that bad. The eyeliner didn't turn out too chunky, the pink was pretty pigmented, and you know, I like the shape of the lips. Anyhow, most importantly, the highlight was pretty freaking blinding. I burned the retinas of any person that dared to look upon me, and for that I consider it a mission accomplished. Hi guys, so I'm finally in my costume. I gotta get the wig on. We've got Anna over here and we're late because why would it be anything different? So I will see you when hopefully I'm caught up. Oh, so the ball just ended. They're clearing out the gym. Hey Merida, how'd you enjoy tonight?
It was fun.
What was your favorite part?
Dancing with all the kids.
Oh, Belle, what are your final thoughts? What are your parting words?
Glass slippers are not good to dance in.
Oh, that's true. I think that's very sound advice.
I'm ready to go back to paradise.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah.
And you, Ariel?
I want to sleep.
How was your night?
Good, until my wig got snatched.
Oh, bye!
I thought it was lots of fun. There was a girl that tried to pull my wig off.
Ooh, that's a fun story. I bid you adieu.
Parting is just
Such sweet sorrow. Such sweet sorrow. We have all of these wonderful flowers. I think I'm going to take a couple home. Yep.
we're gonna leave some, obviously, because there's still people in there.
Of course. I'm just a little greedy and I'm going to take like 3.
Let's get scratching.
Ooh, okay, fun game. F, marry, kill. Prince Charming from Snow White's fairy tale, Prince Charming from Cinderella's fairy tale, and Prince Philip.
I would marry Cinderella's prince, kill Snow White's prince, and give a little smooch to Prince Philip.
Honestly, that's the only way to do it. You'd think that, you know, like if they're trying to put so much focus on Prince Philip because he's a main part of the movie, like he'd actually have a personality, but he kind of just exists and has a sword, which is so dumb to me.
I mean, I like the sword.
That's true. Sword is nice.
I mean,
And he has a long sword.
oh my god.
I'm kidding. I'm so sorry. Hey party people. So I just got back from my event and it was absolutely lovely. There were so many cute princesses in training there, and actually I think this is the most like princesses that I've been a part of or around like ever, so that's so cool. There were, however, a few hiccups. A couple of girls just decided it was their day to be me, or that it wasn't cool to be into princesses anymore. I don't know what the deal was, but basically a couple of them just kept coming up to us and like saying a little bit of rude things. I had one girl tell me she wished I would have stayed asleep because nobody wants me here, and I was just like so shook that something so small could be so mean. And then I also had a couple of girls smush a balloon in my face because they wanted me to make a lip print on it. I don't know why that was like their prerogative, but it was apparently.
I just thought about that freaking balloon that they shoved in my face and then said, oh, that other girl already licked it. First of all, that is so nasty. I don't know who kissed it first and gave them the idea, but she said, oh, you already kissed it. You already kissed the balloon. No, I didn't. And then she shoved it in my face.
Yeah, because like they were trying to get me to kiss the balloon. There was already one kiss mark on it. I think I was the second person. And I was like, no thank you, no thank you. And they started like shoving it towards me and I was like, no thank you. So I tried to put my hand up, but they were like, no. So like one person slapped my hand and another person took the balloon and smashed it into my face. And I was like, why?
They smacked your hand?
But that mean girl attitude came to fruition when it came to like wigs and like their desperation to prove that we weren't the princesses. Like, oh, that's not your real name. Aurora's not your real name. And I was like, oh, so you mean like Briar Rose? Is that the name you prefer to call me? Or Sleeping Beauty? Either one is fine. They're like, that's a wig. I know for a fact it's a wig. And I'm like, well, my hair looks just like yours. Is yours a wig? And I liked using that line specifically because it kind of distracts them from that conversation. And then they get a little defensive and then you can just move on to something else because they don't want to talk about it anymore. But you're always gonna have those girls that are just not satisfied with that answer. So there were two of them, I believe, that tried to pull me and Anna's hair. Like she pulled mine first and it didn't go anywhere because I pinned my wigs on like a freaking boss. And so when that didn't satisfy her, she went over to pull on it and started yanking on both of her braids, and instinctively my arm went like this and I was like, I'm sorry, but that's not very nice. I think Anna and I would both appreciate it if you kept your hands to yourself. You can always go back inside and there's some lovely cookies and punch for you. And I kept my princess composure. I kept that composure. But honestly, this little girl was trying me because you don't touch a princess's hair. Like, even if it was a wig, you don't touch it. It's not yours to touch. Leave it alone. Anyway, so besides that, and besides that specific group of girls, which by the way, their fathers were brought back and told what their girls did and they didn't believe it. But we're not here for that. We're here for the nice, sweet, amazing kids. The girls we care about are the little ones that asked to take pictures with me and were asking me questions about my castle, Prince Philip, and what was going on in my kingdom, and just about my story and all that stuff.
Like, there's a lot that makes it like really hard, but there's a lot that makes it worth it.
That's definitely true. You know, you can have girls like tonight that were super rude, and then like you walk over 5 feet and you see that girl, you know, the redheaded girl with the freckles who drew you a freaking picture and was like, oh, I look just like you, Anna, like you're my hero kind of thing, and like that's so sweet. There was a couple of cute girls that were like, oh, why'd you kiss him? Don't you know boys have cooties? I was dying over that. That was so funny. She told me and Anna that, and I just thought that was the cutest thing. Honestly, the majority of the girls were just like out there having fun, playing with their balloons. A lot of them were like tapping it and play that like don't let the balloon hit the floor game, which was really fun, and I joined in a couple of times, you know, with my fancy princess caps, you know, the elegant ones. Towards the end of the night, me and just like a whole bunch of the other princesses, we had roses to hand out as people were leaving the dance, and that was really fun because we got to see some of the princesses come and go and like have one-on-one-ish time with them. There's this one little girl who had blue-ish up top, like blue that faded into pink, and then pink that faded into blue at the bottom of her dress, and I was like, oh, did Flora or Merryweather make your dress today? Little tidbit of advice, at events like this, I think it's totally okay to start the conversation off like, oh my goodness, I love your dress, it's so beautiful, did your fairy godmother mice, whatever you want to say, make it. But I don't think that that should be the depth of the conversation. I think it's very important to show young girls that they're valued for more than their beauty or outward appearance. So it was a Girl Scout event. I really liked using the line of, well, I heard you were a Girl Scout. What's your favorite part about being a Girl Scout? And you could always relate it to something in a princess's life or a princess standing next to you. There was a girl that really liked swimming, so I was like, hey Ariel, this is yours. There was a couple girls that were like, well, I really like camping, and I was like, well, I lived in the woods for a couple of years. I could teach you a thing or two. There were girls who loved reading, and I could just be like, Belle loves books too. Do you have a favorite? And I could just, you know, relate it to anything. And I thought that that was so much more of a valuable conversation than your dress looks so pretty, will you twirl with me? And those things are totally okay if they're not on their own. And I've seen a couple of posts about the princess community teaching girls appropriate messages, because you are stepping into a role model role. And I'm stepping on my soapbox here for a second. I think it's very important, and part of the name of my business comes from the idea that little princesses and little girls and whoever you're catering to can be their own hero. They don't need a Prince Charming, they're their own Princess Charming. And just make them feel like they're enough and they're more than pretty, and that's all you have to do. Just make them feel valued. And I know Aurora is probably the most ironic princess I could choose to be saying this as, but it's just very important that you teach girls that they are enough and they're more than their looks. Disney princesses should not be about wearing the beautiful dress and costume. That's part of it, and it's fun and it's awesome and I love it. But it also should be about having integrity, being courageous, going on adventures, following your dreams. Whatever you want it to be, that's what it is. And it's not just the dress. Okay, soapbox conversation done. I think I might have got distracted with that message. What did I miss? The room was decorated beautifully. There were a lot of cute girls, a lot of cute dresses, a lot of cute dads. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you really liked the video, and be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube, oh yes, stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
What'd you say?
Oh my god. I know you're recording now. I said Bill and I was my first crush.